Oi boys, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we'll be looking at the 4 games ahead, the quarterfinals of the Rugby League World Cup. Now, as much as I would have loved to cover everything happening in the pool stages, I feel like everyone knew what would happen pretty much, you know? The only real surprise, I guess, for the tournament so far was that opening round where Samoa got pumped by England. Other than that, a lot of what everyone expected happened. You know, plenty of blowouts and whatnot. I will say this though, I have been impressed with a lot of the lower tier nations' effort. You know, the teams that were getting blown out, despite getting dominated, they did show a lot of pride in their jersey and their efforts never faltered. You know, they were just outclassed, simply put. The Welsh come to mind when they played Tonga. Jamaica come to mind when they played New Zealand. Their tactics of short kickoffs caught everyone off guard and it was pretty successful. I'm trying to think of other teams. I would say Lebanon, but I think they're a class above the teams mentioned, which we will get to. Teams like Lebanon and Papua New Guinea, they've been a treat to watch this year. For me, the evolution of those teams and their playing style this tournament has been the most entertaining. For the Pacific Island nations, it's been a bit of a slow start for Samoa and Tonga in particular, but they've seemingly hit their straps these past couple of weeks. Fiji, though, of all the Pacific Island nations, have been the most improved, to me at least. But yeah, let's get on to this week's matches. Now, of the 4 games, there's one truly competitive one, and I mean no disrespect to the other teams when I say that it should be cruisy for, you know, the big 3. Now, the first game, Australia taking on Lebanon, we saw what Lebanon was capable of when they played the Kiwis. I'm hoping we can see that same effort coming up against the Australians. I mean, they're going to have to, because they won't last if they go blow for blow with a truly world-class pack like the Kangaroos. I mean, they're the best team in the world regardless of what that bogus ranking says. Looking at the team list, it's still looking experimental. I'm not too sure what the goal is there. Surely they'd solidify that 17 and work on that chemistry for when they eventually run into stiff competition in the Kiwis. But yeah, obviously, I'll be taking Australia. I think it's unanimous these first 3 games for everyone that watches Rugby League, but we'll talk about it anyway. In terms of team lists, I've got mine from the NRL website. They've got them named from 1 to 17 and extended benches and all that, but I just wrote down the 1 to 17 for both sides. And let's just say there are some interesting names in this Kangaroo side in interesting positions. It seems as though Big Mal, much like Freddie Fittler, is just spoiled with talent to choose from. So they've got Cherry Evans named at 7, they've got Nathan Cleary on the bench, as well as Jack Whiten. That'll most likely change. The other, I guess, controversial change is Isaiah Yeo shifting to the back row and Cam Murray taking up that lock position. It also says here that they have Harry Grant starting, Ben Hunt pushed out of the 17, but like I said, we'll probably see changes come game day. It's been shambles, this whole lead up to matches with the lineups not being confirmed beforehand. Surely next World Cup they could sort this out. Regardless, the Kangaroos should get the job done here against Lebanon. The second quarterfinal sees England take on Papua New Guinea. Now, if you asked me before the tournament started if I think Papua New Guinea could get the job done, I would have definitely considered the upsets here, but the English this tournament have been the standouts. They have a pretty well-balanced side from 1 to 17, and their spine, I'd probably put them up against the best of the best in terms of right now for this tournament. Now, I'm not going to completely write off Papua New Guinea because judging off that game against Tonga, if they can get back to that and be a little more disciplined, who knows where the grind will take them. They definitely have the players for an upset. If their forward pack can, like I said, remain disciplined, players like Ipape, Lamb and Leibutt have the potential to rattle this English pack. It's just that discipline, man. It needs tending to. But ultimately, judging off what we've seen from the host nation this tournament, I cannot see them dropping this game. The third game of the quarterfinals sees the New Zealand Kiwis take on Fiji Bati. Again, these team lists are from the NRL website, and these will most likely be changed come game day. As for the match itself, Fiji, their game against Australia, I know in the end they ultimately lost, but they showed a little bit of spark themselves, much like Lebanon against New Zealand. Looking at the team lists here, this looks like the Kiwis team from last week. For Fiji, it's not a bad side, but the Kiwis should outclass them and in the end run away with it. See, I was talking about spines before in the English, in particular, them having a spine that'll give most a run for their money. This might be the best spine in the comp at the moment. A spine that consists of Joey Manu, Dylan Brown, Jerome Hughes and Brandon Smith. You got that on the back of the monster forward pack they have. You can see why, for many people, the Kiwis are their favourites to win the whole thing. So yeah, for me, I think Fiji will hang in there for like the first 20, but eventually the Kiwis will have the game in a vice grip and will quite comfortably get the win. Now for the final game in the match of the quarterfinals, we have Samoa taking on Tonga. Unfortunately, there's no teams named, so I'll be doing a separate preview video for that once the team lists come out. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll probably drop it the same day we drop our showcase video. For now though, that's how we're going to wrap it up. Some pretty straightforward picks for the first 3 games at least. Bit on the fence with the final game, and I'm keen to see these actual team lists. And let me know if your team's still in the Rugby League World Cup, and if they're playing this weekend, do you think they'll get the win? I've seen a lot of people tip PNG. That's easily my second most anticipated game for this week. As always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League related content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to run straight that like button. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.